Have you ever felt anger consume you, like an invisible force you couldn't control? What if I told you there is a key, an ancient wisdom, capable of transforming this destructive emotion into a path of self-knowledge and inner peace? In this story, I will reveal a teaching passed down through centuries, used by masters to win the most difficult battles, those of the mind and spirit. You will discover how to master your anger, not just control it, but convert it into a positive force that will guide you through the toughest situations. Imagine how your life could change when you are no longer a prisoner of your emotions. Are you ready to access this secret and begin walking the path to inner peace? Stay with me, because what you will learn today goes beyond simple techniques. It is a legacy of wisdom that can transform how you see yourself and the world around you. In the isolated mountains of ancient Japan, there lived a warrior whom few dared to face. His name? No one knew for sure, but all knew him as the Shadow Guardian. It was a time when honor and strategy governed battles, and true power did not lie in the arm that wielded the sword, but in the mind that guided it. Now, he is an ancient, a master who carries with him the secrets of past eras. His lessons were not only learned on the battlefield, but in the depths of his own soul. And here, in the silence of his old age, he shares these stories with those ready to listen. The Shadow Guardian sat by an old fire, the crackling flames reflecting on his face. In his hands, a leather-bound journal, its pages worn from time and battle. He opened the diary and began to recount a story of anger, not the blind and impulsive kind. He spoke of an internal fury, a flame that, if left unchecked, could consume everything in its path. He confessed, in a calm and serene voice, that there was a time when he too didn't know how to tame that fury. But over time, he learned that anger, when not understood, is like a double-edged blade, capable of wounding both the enemy and the bearer. He told of a battle he fought, not against an army, but against the rage that threatened to take over his mind. The Guardian explained how, during a crucial mission, his plan had failed due to an unforeseen detail. Fury exploded inside him like a storm, blinding him to what really mattered. He admitted that he wanted to destroy everything around him, but realized the only thing that would be destroyed was himself. So, he withdrew to meditate, seeking wisdom in the silence. "This is our story," he continued, his voice firm. "The anger you feel is the same as the anger I once felt. But there is a key, a hidden wisdom, that can free us from this burden." And it was during this deep meditation, in the quiet mountains, that he realized anger is not something to be repressed or denied, but rather recognized and transformed. Like the wind that shapes mountains, he learned to let anger pass through him, without allowing it to dominate him. The ancient ninja taught that true strength lies in our ability to observe emotions without being swept away by them. He said that just as a sharp sword is only useful in the hands of a calm master, the power of anger can only be truly used by those who master themselves. "Do not fight against anger," he warned. "Use it as a fire that lights your path, but never let it consume your soul." These words resonated in the silence, echoing as a reminder of the importance of mastering the mind. He shared a technique he learned, one that saved his life in many battles. When anger arose, he didn't fight against it. Instead, he took a deep breath, allowed the emotion to exist for a moment, and then let it go, like the wind that blows without a fixed direction. "The key," he said, "is not controlling the wind, but learning to sail with it." This simple metaphor changed his perspective, and it was what gave him complete control over his anger and his reactions. In the heat of battle, he began to apply this technique. While his enemies were dominated by fury and the desire for revenge, he remained calm, his actions guided by mental clarity. "When we are at peace within ourselves, nothing in the world can destabilize us," taught the ancient. He not only survived battles but won them because he had mastered the most powerful opponent, his own emotions. This, he affirmed, was the true meaning of ninjutsu. When asked how to stay calm amidst chaos, the Shadow Guardian always responded, "The key lies in accepting that chaos exists, but it doesn't have to control you. Anger, like storms, will pass. The true power is in finding the center of calm within the storm, where actions are taken not from the emotion of the moment, but from the wisdom of a clear mind. At the end of his story, the ancient looked at his pupil and said, "Anger may be your greatest enemy, but it can also be your greatest teacher. It's up to you to decide how to use it." This lesson was not only for physical battles, but for all the battles of life. When we find ourselves on the verge of exploding, we must ask ourselves, are we willing to be consumed by this emotion? Or are we ready to transform it into something that strengthens us? And for you who watch and listen to us, know that you are also part of this journey. Join us in the next lesson, and together, we will continue to walk the path of wisdom. The teaching of the Shadow Guardian is clear. Anger only hurts us if we allow it to. Instead of resisting, learn to observe and transform this emotion. In the modern world, this lesson applies every day, whether in traffic, at work, or in interactions with those we love. By mastering our anger, we master our lives.